Welcome to the Blitz Pickup Wednesday night film review. And what a wonderful surprise, because guess who's here? None other than Finsanity 5. Welcome. Yes, you are in the right place. You are where you're supposed to be. My girl Jess had the day off today. PTO Jess is not in the building. She is in another building. But we're here tonight, and we're here to break down that film every Wednesday night like we give it to you. But we know that you are really here for one thing, and you want to know what Tone and Lou have to really feel about this John Harbaugh situation and how it could potentially affect us, our offseason, and what all the ramifications, implications could mean about this franchise moving forward. So without further ado, the people that you are here to see, bring them up. Tone and Lou, let's go. Let's turn it up. Let's go.
Hey yo, I'm hey, Lou, I feel like a superstar. I'm sorry.
Hey, the intro was fire. Hey.
Listen, the Miami Dolphins are giving out fresh starts, so I'm trying to see if I can get one on the Blitz pickup.
Hey, Jess, you got 24 hours to respond, man. I'm telling you right now.
Yes.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, how y'all feeling? First of all, before we get into this film breakdown, how y'all feeling? Last game, what's y'all thoughts before we get in depth detail?
Well, for me, I'm glad to have Finsanity up here with us tonight. As far as the season, it sucks that Dolphin football is over. But if you're a football fan, I mean, we got playoffs this weekend, so that's exciting. But yeah, overall, like family-wise, everybody good. I'm good. Again, doing the show with y'all, it's always good. But from a Dolphin perspective, there's a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to get into. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see our guys lace them up and play football for about 7 to 8 months. So that's a little sad. But other than that, man, I'm good. How about you guys?
I'm blessed. I mean, I'm here on the Blitz Pickup, one of the small YouTube channels that's actually growing to become a big YouTube channel in some people's eyes. So
Oh, I was gonna say, I heard you graduated last.
Bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying?
I heard y'all elevated, so I said, hold up, let me put on my black. The season's over. It's another funeral season. Throw it away, bury it 6 feet under. We're gonna remember it. We'll meet it at the crossroads down later. We'll think that we're better for it, the growing pains and stuff. But as far as the season, the writing was on the wall. We kind of knew what we were going to get into. We saw it early with how Tua was playing. Luckily, we are now going to be able to break down the film of Quinn Ewers today. It's going to be an open QB competition for the first time in a long time for the Miami Dolphins. Allegedly, we'll see how much competing there really is, because we've heard that word and that phrase and term used a lot. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the offseason. There's so much to get into. We got to figure out this cap. But as far as the season, we knew what it was. I think the last time I was, live somewhere, I told someone, everybody be nice, be kind to people. But at the end of the day, hey, fins up. We're going to get through this. 2026. The road to 2027 starts now, because we know what 2026 is going to be. That's my thoughts.
I know one thing. I'm excited for the offseason, because if it started off how we is now, John Harbaugh, Mike McDaniel still in the building. We don't know what's going on with Tua. So this offseason, it looks like just get ready for a rough ride, because we going to make the best of it. I'll guarantee you, or this content that they're going to be giving us, it should be handed to us on a platter. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of, I think the negative content bring people together more, because we have something to work on fixing, at least from my standpoint, or something to hate on as a full fan base. I think once we get rid of Tua, if that happens, this fan base is going to come together, and we are going to be on the same side. You don't think that's going to happen? Listen, when that happens, trust me, we are gonna be on maybe Lewis, because he's still on the Mike McDaniel train, but we are gonna be on the Mike McDaniel train later. It's party time. You ready to party? Steve? Steve says party time.
Oh, that's Steve.
Look who in the building. Von Joe. Gator community in the building, and you. Wait, hold on. Wait. No. Oh snap! Gator Community LLC and them in the. I'm and them now, Von Joe.
You were in them.
No.
You were
and them. Wow. It be your own people. You know what? I say less then. We Washington will gladly take Mike as our new OC. OC. I'm glad you said OC because I mean, yeah, Dan Quinn and Mike McDaniel. No, we ain't doing that. But y'all got to send us Jaden Daniels. or send us the first rounder. We got you, my brother. But listen, man. Let's get this. Let me set it up. You get in this film. Y'all let me know. I got this. Oh, stage. All right, let me know. We good over there?
I'm good.
Right. Okay. Lou, you good? We still there? Let me go. All right. Last
Yeah. I'm here.
I got you. Last game, obviously, the past three, I mean, the last three games was about Quinn Ewers starting and seeing what we could get out of him. So this is gonna be my last film session today. Well, dealing with this, and obviously it's Quinn Ewers. So I got 8 plays here. And if y'all here for the John Harbaugh, don't worry about it. Stick around. That's second half of the show. So, but first thing first, let me get into the film. So the first play I got here is first and 10. Uh, I mean no, 36, 10 minutes and 29. Got you right here. All right. Let me see what I put down. Okay, going through. So this play right here, I chose this because it's going to illustrate how he's actually going through his projections. So you see right there, boom, pause it right there. First thing first, look at him. Got to the top of his drop. First read is here clearly, and you see him. That first hit right there going through projection. Look, not there. Look, not there. Already going through his projections here. Looking, all you can see right here is he's looking for these two guys. You can clearly see that's why he's looking straight down the middle of the field. You see he's biting here, down right here. That means he know he have dosage right here. This guy is not going to be a factor, so he has to get this ball out on time for it to work. And then look, that second hit, guess what he doing? Sorry, not dosage. I'm so sorry. This is Theo Weiss. He hit right here. Theo Weiss. And look at that open spot. Let me rewind it just a little bit so y'all can see something. All right, let's go back. I'm sorry, but I thought this was the dosage, but this is actually Theo Weiss, which is that's 1, 2, because I think these two are the same. 1, 2 right here, and 3 projections that he went through, and he delivered that football on time and with accuracy. So a little bit more, my bad. Boom, here we go. So bomb, you see that first projection, second projection, well, that makes more sense why he's staring straight down the middle of the field, which is he reading here, which is dosage is his second projection. Once he see this right here, him read them. Guess what? He knows what he has. And this right here, I want y'all to realize is understand route concepts, right? He don't have to guess and know what Theo Weiss is to understand where he have to place this football because he already understand what route he's running. So he know what depth he would have to get to be able to get to this pass in this area here. And just watch him. Boom. Soon as he got here, I don't like that pet. I saw that pet of the football that's giving up that you're gonna throw. That's something that they might have to work on with him. But look, he got to his third projection with Theo Weiss still coming out his route. And that ball is being delivered. So by the time he turned his head, the football is going to be in the air. Boom. Turn his head around, football is in the air. All he had to do is locate the football. Everything on timing. And there you go, big game. That was, I believe, his 1, 2, 3. That was his third pass of the game. Already in rhythm, already giving you a nice a nice pocket to throw. I mean, a nice delivery and accurate football at the beginning, which is, that's the good things, that you can see. There are some things that he need to work on, but that that is a good delivery. And then here, obviously, you can see the poise in the pocket, right? Look at this. Look, hey, Lou vicinity. You think there's a clean pocket here?
Very clean. And he's allowing himself to naturally feel it too. He's not forcing anything. He's not trying to move it. He understands that they're in a zone, and there's seven back there, right? So he knows that his line four, hopefully, my five versus your four can handle this. Also, he allows those windows to open up for him. He allows himself to trust himself to see where that ball should go. And he allows Dulcich to clear that guy so that window, if you go back to the other one, you can, it's just there for him. And he just puts the ball in a beautiful place and just a wonderful throw. Just someone that, understands the concept, understands where he should be going, and is patient with it. So beautiful play by Ewers. That's what I got from that.
And I hold on. I didn't want. I mean, play it.
Mm.
Let me go point something else out to you. All right, here. Watch this. Oh, look.
Yeah.
And Fasani, guess what? This
That's why I
guy's
said
breaking.
naturally
He's
feel it.
breaking free. You see this
That's why
right
I said
here?
he allowed
He's
himself to
breaking free.
naturally feel it. Yeah.
But guess what?
No panic.
Right,
And
and guess what
that's
else?
what I wanted to point out. Eyes down
Guess
the
what?
field
He's
at
not.
all
What we
times.
don't see here.
Happy feet.
We don't see happy feet. There you go. We're gonna see happy feet. Feel that
But
pressure.
also,
Deliver the football. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But also, right, he has those two linebackers underneath. So he understands he can't utilize his feet to get that six. And that's very smart. He understands that as open as it looks for us, right? I'm not getting to those sticks before they get to me. So to stay there and keep that poise, very, very smart and very great quarterbacking. I'm going to take that hit. I'm going to naturally feel this pressure, but I'm going to stand there and throw a good ball in that face of that pressure. So that's what I love about yours on that play. Yeah.
You had some, Lou. I heard you come off the mic. You had some.
No, I was just admiring the first of all the line, kind of insanity, and you touched on that. I'll say for me, once he got off his first read, the way and Tone, you kind of highlighted it when you brought it up, the way he sat there for a minute, let and Vincenti brought it up as well. Greg Dulcich to clear space, right? He kind of held there for a minute, kind of froze the two middle linebackers or the two linebackers that were in the middle of the field. And then once he knew, to your point, Theo Weiss was coming out of his break, delivered a good, accurate, on time rhythm kind of throw to Theo Weiss. I think that play from an execution standpoint, it was virtually flawless across the board. Offensive line, quarterback, wide receiver, everything was in sequence. And to start off the film breakdown, that's a great way to start it off, man. Great execution by the guys.
Okay. Play number 2. Here we go. Fourth. Oh, this is the fourth. It look like it might be the the possible touchdown. I think. Fourth one. Let's see which one it is.
Tone, able to see? Remember the Malik Washington throw that they called him just short on the first drive? Were you able to see if he got that first down?
You know what? When I got done with when I went through it, I said, you know what? Lou told me to check about the first down, and I didn't. I went through the play, and I didn't like go to see because I would have to when I was going through these. You would have to basically go through it from the because you'll be estimating with the all 22 because it's still you have to look and say, okay, he's right there, the ball is right here. It's easier to go through the live broadcast to get the zoomed in look of it. But I didn't pay attention to see if he actually got that first down or not.
Yeah.
But this one right here is this is 4th and 1. So this is the play action when he hit Cedric Wilson in the back of the end zone. And shout out to Steve that pointed out something which you're gonna see here that Brunskill actually gets a little bit too much depth on his route. So it brings a extra defender. This is Brunskill here, y'all. He's doing like a blocker release. If you see him right here, he's doing blocker release. So this is Cedric Wilson here, right? So he started all the way here, and Brunskill is here. So he's basically supposed to go and look like he should be more of a square end, but he's the offensive lineman. This is the type of thing you have to deal with. He basically just rounds it out and end up two receivers in the same spot. You see right here? This is Brunskill here. This is Cedric Wilson. So I think now there's two things that I'm gonna point out here. When he releases his football, he could have put a better throw on this. Even though this is a good throw, but I think if he throws it to the pylon, it have more of a opportunity to be a catch. But here, now as y'all can see, this is Brunskill here. Now Brunskill, him and his player right here, just it's too much traffic right here. And with all that being said, look where the football is located. I don't know if y'all can see that, but this football is high and away. And the only one that can get to this football is Cedric Wilson. And he just needs to hold on to it. Right? So give me one more. Let me rewind it a little bit more, one more time. So again, if you see, and I want y'all to realize, you see this right here? Show football, play action, holding all these people are holding. Looking at all these people are eyes on the football, eyes on the football, eyes on the football, eyes on the football. You see that? This is what a run game do for you. We didn't run the ball exceptionally well, particularly well in this game. But guess what? We still had 25 attempts, so they have to respect it. And boom. So look, you see, he did that step up, and now he's like, "Oh shucks, got to get back." Right? Run skill showing run block and then releasing. So he basically got a clean release. This linebacker had to come pick him up. Right? So and this is for all the one that was asking about the rollouts. This is a rollout to his right side, people. So he did roll out to his right side. And boom, I'm like right here, when he made this decision right here, just throw it out there. That's all I would like to see. But still a good throw, still a good location. And I think Cedric Wilson should have came down with that football.
He did Quinn Ewers stop to set his feet before he threw the ball?
No, I don't think so. We can see it. We can get a bit of view from this angle right here. Look at that. Up. Everyone. And boom. So here we go. Here. Rolling. Nah, he didn't. Off platform. Off the back of his back leg. Now look at this. Look at that ball placement. Go ahead, Lou. What's up?
No. I was just gonna ask you in Finsanity, on that rollout, do you think there was a possibility that he could have hit that defender that was in front of him? Do you think he could have, with his mobility, do you think he would have been able to outrun that defender? The one that was in his face when he made the throw.
Let me see. Let's see. You talk about him? Lou?
Yeah,
the one that's chasing him?
like.
Or you talking about
like
two?
you? No, I'm talking about the one that's chasing him. You see what I'm saying? Like, remember,
him?
Wasn't this play like a 4th and 1?
Yeah, it was 4th and 1. Yes.
So
to go
so
just
what
take
I'm thinking,
and get the first down. Okay.
What I would have liked to see, Tone and Finsanity. Tone, is there any way you can go right back to the beginning of the play real quick?
And this from this
from this angle. Yes.
Right here or
right, let it play now a little bit.
So this is the line of scrimmage right here.
Yes, sir. All right, you see from right here, and you see that motion where, I would have loved to see just like a bootleg, right? Instead of, because he faked like the pitch, and then he turned his body like he was getting ready to throw from there. if in
You
my
talk about right
opinion,
here.
if yeah, let it play. Watch when he fakes the pitch or the handoff.
Okay, let me start it from here then.
Look
You
at
talk
the
about
motion he make right here, and he should have just rolled out instead of look at the motion. You see how he
oh
goes the opposite way?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It, if it would have been a fake, the play action is fine, but if he would have just been able to roll out, and even right here in this decision, you know that defender, we obviously missed the block off the edge. Just start running, bro. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't
I
like
get
that
it.
from Mike McDaniel, to be honest. I don't like the design. It should have been the play action and just bootleg, get him out on the run.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, not that's a good observation there because now that I think about it,
Like even right there,
rewind it
Tone.
just a little bit.
Like look at the play from right
Now
there.
that I think
Like
about it,
if he's already running, bro, that's a first down, easy.
yeah, I was just say now I think about if he's not doing this right here, and he's already running, he's putting pressure immediately on him who's chasing him, right, and him to make a decision.
To come
If
down
he's already
and it
running,
frees up.
and
Yep.
yeah, and you just take out. Yeah, that's a great point there. Good point. Okay. Next play we got it looked like the touchdown. So what we got? Second quarter, 10-18. Second and okay, so this is a touchdown to him. All right. So I just want y'all to pay attention. Like I was saying on the first play, right? The watch, pay attention to the play action. This is going to be, I believe this is Malik Washington. Malik Washington is one of these. I think it's here. And just watch how that play action just draws everyone up, all the defenders, and no one goes with Malik Washington. Watch. Now, I mean, you see this motion? Because it started off with a single setback. You notice that we always do this, and I saw somebody point this out in the 49ers games. I'm like, Mike McDaniel, you've been doing this all season. You notice that every play looks exactly the same as far as the motion to make it look like a run play because we always motion him in, and then it's going to be an offset eye, and then they're going right. You see, motion him in, boom, fake the pitch. Look at all the defenders. Look at this. Malik Washington is gone. Look at this. Everyone took a step forward. Rewind that a little bit. Watch. Just watch everybody initial step. Play action. Look at everyone. Everyone forward. This is touchdown. Wide open. Wide open. That to me, that's good. Running the ball. You know, good play action. Show football. And then he just made a nice soft throw to the back of the end zone off his back foot again. I would like to point out, and that was an easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. Not mad at it. Have no complaints about that. I just wanted to show that so people could see the importance, even though we were only averaging 2.5 yards a carry. But the fact that he stuck with it still made those defenders have to respect it. And look what it created. Just easy touchdown to Malik Washington. And I believe it was his birthday, someone pointed out. So that was actually dope too. All right, next play we got. Okay, here we go. I think this is one that we had. He could have had. It was a nice throw, but he could have had a touchdown, I believe. 1 minute 31 seconds. Oh, first and 10. Here we go. Oh, it was the very next play. Okay. So this one I believe it's going to be a timing. Let me see the play first. But he's like he's going to hit Doses right here up the seam. Yes, this one here. So we're gonna point out a couple things. So let's rewind it here. Look how he delivered this ball. Theo, all this traffic, he got this open area, but he has to do this, get this ball out on time. Now the defender made a great play on the for football, and you can see, but this is a good throw. But if he would have waited just a minute, we have Theo Weiss right here, right, with a blocker that's probably only have to will only have to go get him, and it's a potential big play. This could be a potential big play because he have nothing but the sideline up here. But we wind that a little bit. Here we go. And I want to point something else out. And on the other angle, see it. Jonah, it like people say he's improved. Man, you see him constantly all game. This game get pushed back, and right now he didn't even step up in the throw. Still deliver a nice um pass. But you see, this is 32. This is Jonah right getting pushed directly in his face. No panic. Still delivering the football on time. I would have liked for him to go here because as you can see, they're breaking. It seems as if you know uh you see he's breaking back, so they in either a cover three or a cover two because it look like they're man down here and then a cover two or three down here, but it look like a cover three back here. So at the end of the day, if he gives this to Theo Weiss here, which this is a good throw, I don't want no one to say that this is not a good throw. This is his first read. His first read is open. You always go there, but on film, if Mike McDaniel want to point something out, be like, hey man, if you get that look again, and this is all about getting the looks. Just take a look at Theo Weiss out here. You have a potential big play brewing right here because this all you have is basically one man to beat. But that is a nice delivery of the football. And then let's see the other angle so you can see Jonah and his poise in the pocket is what stands out the most when you watch Quinn Ewers.
Listen, it's a good throw. It's a completion. We're not going to stay too long on it, or at least I won't. No, that ball should have been thrown to Theo Weiss.
It was incompletion though. Yeah. Well, you say it should have been thrown at 3 weeks. I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like again, we got to be critical as well. Like I get this is a first read, and that's fine. The fact of the matter is though, it was blanket coverage, right? They had it on the backside and in the front side. It's a good throw. That's why it really was. I mean, it could have been intercepted if that linebacker, that middle linebacker or whatever, he jumps that route. It could be possibly a house call, right? Like, and to your point, Tone, that's a big play. If you hit Theo Weiss with that lead blocker in front of him, he's up that sideline. There's virtually nobody there. So, in my opinion, that's a misread by Quinn Ewers. Now, again, 7th-round rookie making his third start. I get all that, but we got to call a spade a spade. That ball should have been thrown to Theo Weiss.
You think so, and I get what you're saying. But you think I went back to play so you can see this. You think based off this look, what he's got right here, he should already know that he's going to Theo Weiss based off this look right here. You got the linebacker here, you got two defenders here, and a defender here.
Well, I don't know.
This don't develop till late. Remember?
Yeah, but this is where I
Go ahead.
think that timing and rhythm based offense kind of gets us in trouble. Tone, I've said it a couple times this season to where there's certain throws where Tua is standing flat footed. When Quinn Ewers throws this ball right here, look, he's flat footed. To your point, Jonah is
Yes.
getting pushed into him. I would like to see Quinn Ewers back up just a little bit more. I don't know if it's a 3-step drop. I get it, cool. The ball's supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
These are the plays right here, Tone, Finsanity, that I don't like, that rhythm and timing based offense. Like, if you take one step back, Tone, Finsanity, 2 steps back, you're able to see Theo Weiss. You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the first read. I get it. I don't know though. From a coaching philosophy standpoint, this is what I don't like about that rhythm, timing based offense. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a fair point. That's one of the cons. You know, you have the pros and cons, and I mean, this is like, bro, this is no resistance. Like you just getting bulldozed back to the and to think about it, this is what I'll be pointing out, and I'm gonna move on because I know we're trying to get to the second half of it. But this is what I point out is, look at Aaron Brewer is smaller. He have a bigger guy on him, and look at the reason. Look how much space he have between Aaron Brewer, and look at you're supposed to be the guard. You're bigger than him. That's to me. I don't this watching this film. I'm sorry, y'all. Now I'm not happy with this pick, Jonah. I'm sorry. Okay, but now it's third quarter, 13-27. They man, yeah. I just don't. It's to me. He's look back still. He still look bad. All right, this one is 30-17. This is I wanted to point this out because this is 30-17. A nice. Let me go back and see something. This is a 17-10 game, right? So we're still in the game. This is the third quarter. This is in the third quarter, and Mike McDaniel dialed this up on a 3rd and 17 for all. Y'all remember we had a offsides and a holding by Patrick Paul on his drive, and guess what? A rookie, 7th-round rookie, still was able to overcome. And this was a nice design play by Mike McDaniel. Because they're going to convert. And, on this play, I want y'all to pay attention to a couple of things. First thing is, I like what he's doing. I like the way he's going. You see how he's focusing to the 3 receiver side here, right? That's holding everyone in their place and keeping them honest. And by the time those should come out of his break right here, right? They're all held in their positions, and that gives what? That gives just keep an eye on our good buddy right here. I think this Aaron Brewer here. Yeah, this Aaron Brewer. Right. I like he's coming to get this guy, Aaron Brewer going to be the leading tackler. Lead blocker. And watch. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your center. That's what you want. The closest man to get contact, he's already right here, right? So what is he? 7 yards away from the first down before the first cut. But Aaron Brewer made sure he had the opportunity to go ahead and make this play. That's what you're looking for out of your center. And he was snubbed out of that Pro Bowl selection. This is how you go out there and prove to them, yeah, I'm one of them ones. On your back. And y'all gonna see later, I got to play with Jonah. Now that's him going up against, that's either a linebacker or a safety. It look like it was a safety. That's how when you get in contact, you push them down with ease. Like, this is what we're looking for out of our big man. And that was a good play design, way to pick that up and put us in position to be in scoring range right there, and get you get an opportunity to put points on the board. Now that's the good one. And now here we go. This is after converting that 3rd and 17. The very next play. The very next play is, I believe, this is a learning experience for Quinn Ewers. This is the interception. You see the bootleg right here, play action, bootleg, right? And same thing. This is a version of flood concepts. You got them doing a in, he's doing an out, he's doing a square in, he's doing an out, he's doing a drag, and he's gonna do a drag right here, right? As you can see, this is a 3-level read. You got deep, middle, and short. Right here, when you're looking at these two are covered. They're covered. He's bailing. Dosage is right here. Look at this. He's right here. This is a mistake, bad decision. This is you have to coach him up. Hope he grab this tablet and say no, because that was just a bad throw, bad read. You can't you can't follow. He followed up that nice third down conversion in 3rd and 17, where you got the opportunity to go in at minimum, kick a field goal and get 3 points. But this Lou Vicinity, if he throws this ball here, do y'all think he have opportunity to fight to get into that end zone from here? If he just hit dosage right here?
Yeah, I mean, possibly, for sure.
Right? But at minimum, he's getting at least to this pylon, to this first down.
Now, I didn't see Tone with your mouth. Who's that in the middle of the field?
Right here?
Right there. Who's that?
Oh,
Is that an offensive
let's
lineman?
go. No. That
It
is
should be.
running back. Look like,
If I'm Quinn Ewers, that's where I'm
let me
going.
go. Oh yeah, no, that is. Let me see who that is. That is either Todd Washington. I think that's Todd Washington. Because that's not
That,
the
that
running back. This is the running back here. So that might.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
where
that
I'm
that
going with
might be
that.
that might.
That's where I'm going with the football, Tone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And you see that one. Yeah, he had possibility to score for sure here.
No,
this,
yeah,
this is an
you
easy.
walk
Yeah,
you walking in the end zone right there.
hmm Possibility to score for sure there. That is a fact. But yeah, so this all this is learning experience. Learning. Hey, listen, man, you have this. Don't force this open, and because you have all of this room to continue to roll out and make your decisions, so you don't have to rush this. This is the only defender that's basically threatening you right now, and you just beat him to the outside. So, but that's a good point out, Lou. I didn't even think about this one right here because I was just so focused on the easy throw. But this is basically a walk-in touchdown here. Um, okay, what is this? Next play, third down. I'm in third quarter, 2nd and 10, 5:17. All right. What we got here? Now this is another one pointing out because we did point out the good. We have to point out the bad, right? This is another one that the thought process is good, but you have to take account of where everyone is on a defense too. You have to get a read on this because right here, let me stop it right here. He's coming out his break, right? And I know he knows. What's his name? Malik. Malik. Is it Malik? No, it's Cedric. Who he's doing? He's going to Cedric Wilson here. So, so we back up because it's going to be a whole bunch of empty space, but he didn't take into account that linebacker, and this linebacker make a great play. Like he just jumped for this because yeah, here we go. Cedric Wilson here. Now you can see he's running a clearing route. He's going to clear this out. So what he's looking at, he's seeing all this empty space here, right? But he's not accounting for the linebacker. So you know how you hear sometimes I had to get it over the linebacker and in between the cornerback. Now you got to be on time. You can't be late because this is Christian Gonzalez. This is Christian Gonzalez. So if you have to make he sees this, right? Not taking account this. You see that? This is a great play by the linebacker to take away this throwing lane here. That would have been a big mistake, big, huge mistake. I would have preferred that he let him put a little air on the ball and put it more in this area right here. If you're going to try this throw, But this is potential. This is when you go back to that film and say, hey, you got to take accountability. I mean, take into account where this linebacker is and see how much you have to put on or take off that football if you're going to attempt this throw, because he's right into your throwing lane. He's literally right into that throwing lane. Let me double check to see if he was under pressure. Yeah, so that D line stunt right here. They you know what? Let's get the end zone view. Our linemen that's on everyone on the line. They need to get better at stunts, because I noticed Patrick Paul and even Jonah. Well, we know Jonah bad, but they have a problem with passing off these stunts. Every team that we played so far was able to get off clean with these stunts, and I want y'all to see too how he had that defender in his face, and that he got that stunt off. Right here. You see right here? Boom. He's gonna take him right here and boom. Come right around. You know that's all he's doing. Come right under him. You see he knocks this is Borum, I think. Yeah, this is Larry Borum. He knocks him off and he gets 33, got a clean rush at Quinn Ewers. Clean rush. So even so, if you would love for him to have a cleaner pocket so he could have a better base to get that football off and have a better angle of seeing him, because he's in between him right now, as you see, and boom, everyone in this throwing angle. So I have another critique on this offensive line. They need to get better at picking up those stunts, because they get beat off on stunts a lot. And last but not least, this is my last play, my final play, y'all. This is I just showed y'all the stunt, and I said something about Jonah. 5-12. That was on 2nd and 10. This is 3rd and 10. And this is a 24-10 ball game. So you get a score here, you're still in the game. It doesn't, everything don't snowball, right? I just want to let you run the play. This is going to be a sack. But just watch Jonah. A delay blitz from a secondary guy. Just run through him. Just run straight through him. Absolutely ridiculous. You're going to see the end zone view. This is guaranteed money here. This is your fully guaranteed guy here that was supposed to be getting better. Look at this. This is a 25. This is Jones. What are we doing? Ran straight through you. You got your hands on him and he just ducked on you and went straight through you. This is unacceptable. Completely. This is unacceptable. Look at that. Hold on, let me wind it a little bit more. Look at this. When you get at the very least, just push him down. Right here, you just push him down. You're bigger, stronger than him. It's like you're trying to hold him or something. He's ducked under you. Push him down. And that's how we don't convert on 3rd and 10. Because our guaranteed offensive guard couldn't block a secondary guy. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely. But that's it. That's my last play, y'all. And as we know, after that, we punted the ball. They scored, and the game went. It was downhill from there. It was completely downhill from there, and that was absolutely. Before I finish, y'all got anything, Lou, in vicinity?
No, I'm good.
No,
No,
I'm good.
vicinity,
I would
you?
have. No, I'm good. The previous play, I kind of wish he would have hit him when he was on the break, But I didn't want to interrupt the flow. I know we have to get to the part that people really want to talk about
Yeah.
and really get into. It is what you guys have, been here waiting for. Thank you for the amazing film breakdown, Tony and Lou. It was absolutely amazing to see it through you guys' eyes and lenses. And to what someone said in the chat, unbiased takes. We saw the good, we saw the bad. There's things that we can grow from, things that he can develop from. I think for him, his mindset was just to go out there, try to execute the plays, and hopefully not turn over the ball. He did have, the turnover, but hey, some good, some bad. Can we build on that? We will see. But it is time to get into it because there was a Black Monday and we had a show after and we were like, oh, Mike McDaniel's getting fired. I heard, some takes about, oh, he's going to be our coach and stuff. And then the Ravens, in all their beautiful wisdom, decided to let John Harbaugh have his flowers on Tuesday by himself so that he could control the news cycle all day by himself, and then into Wednesday be the topic of conversation on every sports media platform out there. The biggest news that hit: John Harbaugh was fired from the Baltimore Ravens, and allegedly 7 teams were making calls, and maybe more, but there were only 6 head coaching vacancies. And of course, we as Dolphin fans, with all the hope in our little bitty hearts, all the little fans that used to have the starter jackets, the hats, the little jerseys, the Dan Marino jerseys, came out and said, "Get him to the Rock." So my question for you guys right now, first one, because we're gonna get into this. Is Harbaugh the right choice for the Miami Dolphins? First question. We're gonna get into him though. Let's go.
You want me to start or Lou? Let me start because I think
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Take off. Yeah.
I'm not as big on Harbaugh as most people are. Would I like for him to come through? Yes. Do I think he could potentially be the right person? That depends on what y'all looking for, right? And why did I say that? I tend to lean towards history. When I watch sports, I go based off history, and history leaves trails, and it leaves things for you to learn from. Right now, there has never been a head coach to win a Super Bowl with 2 separate teams, with 2 different franchises in the history of the NFL. So if y'all trying to get a Super Bowl, it's not coming. Well, history tells you it's not coming with John Harbaugh as your head coach. So if y'all want Super Bowl, however, look, I see your face. However, if you want a guy that knows all about culture, knows how to build rosters, knows that don't take no, from the players, and it will not bring you no soft people in his locker room, John Harbaugh knows all about that. He comes from, when you talk about culture and type of players, I've asked multiple people. Matter of fact, let me ask Vincenti and Lewis this, because I don't believe I asked Vincenti this before, but I know I asked Lou before. But I want both of y'all to answer this question. What is a Miami Dolphin type player? Cricket.
I mean, currently,
currently, will you tell me what do you think when I say Miami Dolphins type player? Go ahead, Vicinity, go ahead.
Someone to keep the Baptist Health Center open and up and running. That's
man, that is crazy. Again, the question would be currently, because if I think of what a Dolphin player should be, it's the Zach Thomases, it's the Jason Taylors. But currently, I would say no. We don't have. I don't think there's Aaron Brewer. Aaron Brewer is a Miami Dolphin to me, right? You illustrated it earlier, Tone, the way he plays with that physicality and stuff. He seeks to put pain on the opposing player, right? That to me, that's what a Dolphin player should embody. Inflict pain, get your job done. That's what, for me, that's what embodies a Dolphin. I think Aaron Brewer, and there's a couple other guys, but do we have a roster full of those kind of people? No, I would say no. The answer is no.
So I'm glad you said that's what the Dolphins, keyword, should embody. I ain't ask you what type of Dolphin should. I ask you what a Dolphin player is. The answer is we don't have one. You do not identify a guy like when you go, but we know if I say what is a Baltimore Ravens type player, you know exactly what I mean. Oh, he's a Raven. When I say what is a Steeler, you can say, oh, he's a Steeler. When you go looking for Ray Lewis or the Ed Reed type player, the Terrell Suggs, you know what type of mold they are. They are dogs. They are the ones that you know when they show up, you're in for a fight. When you ask about what is a Steeler, he's a dog. You get what I'm saying? You're in for a fight. Those are the ones that nobody say, oh, that's a Dolphin when they come out. He embodies the Dolphin culture. We don't have one here. Let's just be real. The closest we got to a culture is when Mike McDaniel came in, and now they trying to make it the surf and turf and, you know, the flashy style players. But with a guy like John Harbaugh, you know exactly what type of team he's trying to build. You know exactly what type of players he's looking for. That's from mindset. That's from the physical attributes. That's for everything that he brings to football. You know what type of mindset that is. And that is what John Harbaugh will bring to you. Because if John Harbaugh, he's not in Baltimore. But even though he's not there, you still know what a Baltimore type player is. You understand that because that culture has already been set. And that fan base has a standard and an expectation of what type of players we want to represent the football team of the Baltimore Ravens. If you say he's a Raven, then you know what they're saying. The mindset, you're automatically getting into, tough, hard-nosed football. And that's what their fan base are expecting. And that's what they're looking for. And he can help bring that type of culture to the Dolphins. The only thing we'll probably have to worry about is when he leaves, do we carry on that tradition and carry on that culture and say, this is the type of franchise that we want to be known as going forward. When somebody says the Miami Dolphins are coming to town, everyone know, buckle up your chin strap. Everyone knows this. You understand? It seems like Bill Parcells and them were trying to build that type of team, you know, because when he brought in Tony Sperano, we know it was hard, tough-nosed football. We understand that. That man celebrated field goals like they were touchdowns. Like we won in overtime. And that's because he respected the grind. He understood there was going to be every point counts. When you play that team, every point counts. Right? So that is what John Harbaugh could bring to you. He could show this franchise and everyone in his front office, this is how you build a team. This is how you build a culture. And I guarantee you he could show them how to let those players handle the locker room. You have to bring in, you should have 13 Jordan Brooks and Aaron Brewers. That'll give you 26 players. The rest of them will have to fall in suit, fall in line. Follow suit and fall in line. And that's how you build a culture to where everyone knows in order to fit in this locker room, you have to be more like those guys. So to me, he has the potential to be the right guy to change the culture and the mindset around this football team. Now I have a lot more to say, but you know, I want my two counterparts to get they spill in. So Lou, let me know.
Well, you know what? We haven't argued in a while, so let's argue.
Go ahead.
The fact of the matter is, Vincent, did you hear what this man said? The first thing Tony said was, the history says that no coach has went from one team to another and won the Super Bowl. Well, Tone, I just want you to know something. You know what history also tells you? That history is meant to be broken.
No, the records is meant to be broken, but go ahead.
Well, history. The history had shown that no quarterback had ever thrown for 5,000 yards until the first one did it. You know what happened after that? Another one did it. And another one did it after that.
Okay.
All I'm saying is history. Hey, Vincent, do you like how I did that? Hey, you see what I'm saying? hey. All I'm saying is, Tone, everything you said about John Harbaugh is correct, right? Is there some flaws in John Harbaugh? Absolutely. But I think what you were saying, Tone, was spot on. From a culture standpoint, what have the last 2 to 3 years in the Miami Dolphin community, what have we always said? This team is soft. When we have to go to play cold weather, we all feel there's no chance. because the team is going to break down either physically, mentally, what they're just the mindset that we always preach over here on the Blitz pickup. You bring in a guy like John Harbaugh, Tone, you were talking about it. All that goes out the window. Those conversations we've been having for the last 2-3 years, the Dolphins are soft, not with a John Harbaugh football team. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't guarantee us winning, but just the stigma that's been the dark cloud that's been over the Miami Dolphins about us being a soft, weak-minded football team. Again, Tone, you asked me and Finsanity a question earlier. I'll pose another question to y'all now. When over the last 18 years do you remember the Baltimore Ravens ever hearing that team being soft?
Before 18 years, with Brian
allowed.
Billick, you wouldn't say that about the show ever. I've never heard Baltimore being considered soft.
Okay, well, they established it. They established it, and John Harbaugh continued it. He was able to continue that trend. Listen, I'm all on board. My last thing, because I definitely want to get Finsanity's perspective on here. I'll say this. I've been hearing a lot of people, and I've been seeing a lot of tweets. I think the best tweet I seen yesterday was, and again, forgive me if I misquote it, but if name Hard Rock Stadium Hardball Stadium. I don't know who said it, right? I don't want to misquote that person. I'm gonna let you know who. Hey, they can get their own stuff off. But I want to say I do want to co-sign that message. Listen, at the end of the day,
I wish I could remove you from the state. You and that person that said that. I wish I could remove them.
You just go throw me out underneath the bus.
Well, that's some nasty work on the first episode, and that's what we're doing. All I'm saying is, listen, we're trying to build something. We're trying to establish something. It's been far too long that a proud franchise in the NFL has gone through what the Dolphins go through. You need a culture setter, a tone setter. And John Harbaugh, over the landscape of what's available now, he is that kind of guy. We don't know about wins or losses. I can't come out here and guarantee playoff wins and Super Bowls. I can guarantee about the culture being established, though. John Harbaugh, in my opinion, would be the right guy.
I just want to point out before Finsanity goes, she said, removing my brother is nasty work. Ain't said nothing about her sister. So, yeah, I'm starting trouble early.
That's crazy.
I don't think she knew it was me.
And Steve, new year, new co-host. That's a fact, Steve. But go ahead, Finsanity. How you feel about John Harbaugh? Do you think he's the right person?
Do I think he's the right choice? I think if you want to have leaders in place across the board at every skill position in every room, people that's going to hold people accountable, people that's not going to allow people to slack off, not show up on time and do whatever they want. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all grown men, right? But there is someone that they all answer to, and it depends on their respect level, right? Harbaugh knows how to put those leaders in place, but he also knows how to find them. And he also knows how to give them the space to do what they need to do so that when it is time to break those little personal huddles and stuff, those guys are locked in and ready to go and execute and stuff like that. So that's my point of it all. We have, it's always been like, oh, this room, has the dogs in it, and this room has the dogs in it. But what about this room over here? Where are the dogs at over here? And this guy knows how to go on and get the dogs, and he also knows how to get the puppies off the team. He doesn't grow attachments and stuff like that. There is no loyalty. It's, can you do the job? Can you be a team guy? Can you put that sacrifice on there? Can you lay that hit? Can you make that play? Can you stand in that pocket? Can you go out there and execute? And if you can't do those things, if you can't execute, if you can't sacrifice, if you're over here worrying about your contract more than the play or your knee and stuff like that, then you can go. It's not a problem, because the one thing when you think about it is that for some odd reason, no matter how he drafted him, and he may not have done it perfectly. Sorry, I might cut off for 2 seconds. There was always someone next ready to go in that room. There was always that replacement. There was always that machine that was known as that Baltimore defense and stuff. Now they had to figure out the QB thing, and for his credit, he took a chance. Something that was completely, not known for their style
of offense, and he took and he said, we are going to change it. We are going to shape this offense to make us better, to do what he can do. And he wasn't stubborn. Some coaches get stubborn with the times and says, I'm stuck in my ways. This is how I know to win. He was willing to find other ways to win in order to make that team great. It didn't material, to Super Bowls and stuff, but it did material to a lot of good plays. And I hear, the analysts saying they were in a lot of those games. They had an opportunity to win a lot of those games. And it was, I don't know whether, because we had a debate about luck or execution. You feel me? So was it luck or execution when your guy is dropping an open pass? Is it luck or is it execution when your guy is fumbling the ball and you have a chance, to advance in the playoffs and stuff like that? Those moments right there will somehow define why we are where we are right now, but it does not negate that those teams were always ready to play. And that's what this team and this culture needs. You need guys out there that are ready to play. So, I know I said Mike McDaniel was my coach and my guy, but when you have a chance to upgrade, we might look back and be like, oh, Mike McDaniel goes out and has a good, trajectory, good career and all that. But just because someone does it in one place doesn't mean they would have done it in your place. Go out and get someone for the first time in a long time, someone that is proven, knows how to do the job. You're not going to get some coordinator trying to figure it out, trying to bring in OCs or DCs newly every year, and there's no stability. He's going to bring in his guys. He's going to bring in guys who he knows can run and do the things that he needs to do, and that's what we need right now. Turning the page. That's what
God damn it, I like the way you do business.
Yeah, and I also think I also think that changing the culture and bringing the player. You said this is the thing that I wanted to, when you were saying, I wanted to point out. You said he know how to find those leaders, and then you followed that up with saying, in every room we have a problem with, we have dogs in this room but not the other ones, and that was spot on, because you remember offensive line, he had the Jonathan Ogden, the Syracuses of the world. You get on offensive and defensive line. You get what I'm saying? He had the Syracuses on defensive line. Offensive line, he had the Jonathan Ogdens. He had the Terrell Suggs on that defensive line. Linebackers, you already know. He got Ray Lewis. You understand? At secondary, you had the Chris McAllister. You had the Ed Reed for the most part. So in every room that he had a leader and a dog somewhere on that on the defense. You get what I'm saying? And then on offense, you had the Joe Flacco's of the real. You get what I'm saying? You had the running back, what is his name? Jamal Lewis, 2,000-yard rusher. You get what I'm saying? These people that you consider dogs, that people respect, right? He went and got the Anquan Bolden to play receiver, So the thing, he always had a leader and a guy that was considered a dog in almost every room. Which means on the offense, you had those players that could keep them in line. And on defense, you had those type of players that could keep them in line. And that's very underrated that I think people should pay attention to. Because we over here, I saw someone with Trey. You spoke too soon because you thought we were saying coaches run the locker room. No, he know how to get the players that could set the culture and continue that culture even when he's out the building. He know how to identify those type of players. So that was a great point that stuck in my head when you were saying that about him knowing how to find those guys, because you have to have that look. You know how to say take one to know one. You understand? And if you know what's understood don't have to be explained. Those are the type of things that you could say about John Harbaugh when it comes to finding dogs, and leaders that's gonna lead your franchise. So that I think, from that standpoint, I don't think you could go wrong. Now, again, I'm not as big on him as most people are, but I do think that me and Lou, when we be in those spaces, right? You don't be in that much like we do on Vicinity, but when we be in those spaces, we say we're not just moving off of Mike McDaniel for anyone. Even me, the one that's been an advocate of moving him on, right? So, but for someone that was a clear upgrade, yes, we could do that. I said the same thing about Tua. when they were saying not to give them a fifth year option and the next year, well, who are you going to move up? I gave one name and one name only. I said Matthew Stafford, someone that was realistic. And there was a clear upgrade. And this was at the time when Matthew Stafford was asking for his extension over there at the Rams. And Tua was, obviously trying to get his fifth year option. Get his contract extended. So these are the type of things that we have to pay attention to and say, if you move off someone, it's not just for anyone. It has to be a clear upgrade. Because I don't want to just move off them just to move off them. And then what, you're going to bring in someone else to start all the way over? For that, get rid of the whole doggone front office and everyone and start off from scratch. So I think that those type of things are things that we need to be looking forward to when we just coming out here and saying who we want or who we would not want in the building. Do we have a suggestion that will be realistic?
And all this that, I, Tony, and Finsanity kind of highlighted about John Harbaugh, some of the things that we like about him. Again, this is all predicated on if the move was made. If John Harbaugh, we woke up tomorrow morning, he's the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Everything we said that he could do and bring to the Miami Dolphins, they would have to allow him to do it. Because again, if you come in here, but you still have to answer to the collective, and people can go over John Harbaugh. And again, a guy like this, like Tone Finsanity, you bring in an Adam Gase. As much as I like Brian Flores, as much as I like Mike Daniel, whether I agree with it or not, because I don't agree, but I understand if you don't want to give guys like that, first-time guys, full control. A guy that is established, a Super Bowl winner, just spent 18 years in an organization to where consistently they're breeding winners. This is the kind of guy you give. Even if it's not full control, you give him the majority of the power. So, again, I just wanted to say that because I think Finsanity, you've been spot on, Tone. Obviously, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, though, it has to be predicated if the Dolphins can get out of their own way. Because I think all three of us can understand, I think this team over the past couple of years has been good enough to compete, right? Now, there's been guys that have come up short, this, that, and the third. But from an organizational standpoint, it just feels like there's certain teams, like the Cowboys, for instance, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets with their ownership. It just feels like there's certain teams that they don't know how to get themselves out of the way, right? Like for every move that we think is good, they take one step forward, but it's 3 steps backwards. So if you bring in John Harbaugh, please just get out the way and let football guys make football decisions.
Okay. Now y'all know this is a part of the show when I start to throw my little sauce in the in the pan, right? So Finsanity, you asked, do we think he's the right person, right? I have a question for y'all. Do we think they actually gonna pursue him and bring him in? Do we think they're gonna put in that extra effort to bring him in? Either one of you, Finsanity, Lewis, y'all can go. Don't all speak at once. Do y'all think they're actually putting the effort in
to openly pursue? No. Do I think there might be some pillow talk, some whispering in the ear, some backdoor conversation? Sure, because I don't.
Let me preface it before, because so you can have a little bit more information. Because they're conflicting reports.
Yeah.
One report saying that they had contact with him, and then you have Barry Jackson coming out saying that the Dolphins did not reach out to him. So that's why I'm asking this. And then whoever that was asked me if I saw Tom Pelissero's recent tweet, just so y'all can have more information. It is said from Tom Pelissero, if that's what you talk about, let me know, that the Dolphins had a 2-month head start on the GM search and they was moving very efficiently. And now starting with the first round of interview that they did, and now it's said that they're moving on to the final that's starting tomorrow, Thursday. So it seems like they're down to the finalists and they're going to start doing their second round of interviews. So just for y'all, that's why I'm asking y'all that question.
Real quick before Finsanity goes, I just and hopefully she has the answer, right? So to your point, I think it was Josina Anderson that had the first report saying she had heard the Dolphins had reached out to John Harbaugh's representation.
Mm-hmm.
Now today, Barry Jackson comes out and says he's hearing the Dolphins have not reached out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking y'all the question: could that report have came out from Barry Jackson because of the trouble of? Remember, the Dolphins already got picks taken away because of tampering, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Then my question, I guess, to you guys is, with them already having a coach in place, like Mike McDaniel hasn't been fired, is that considered tampering if you're reaching out? Okay, all right. Well, never mind that.
No,
okay.
you could reach out and do that. As long as they go through the due diligence and bring in more minorities and everything, they can reach out and tell them what they want. Now, you don't want to. Mike McDaniel might get his feelings hurt. That might be why they came out because, like I said, they probably. Let's just say they did, and he was like, and he didn't get that give him that boost of confidence that he might be willing to come. You don't want Mike McDaniel feel no type of way because y'all built the rapport. Remember how they everything that led up to today was how much they like Mike McDaniel, how much power he have in that building, how much they defer to his decision making. You don't want to mess that up. You get what I'm saying? So that could be a reason why they have Barry Jackson coming out saying that. But I'm sorry, Fiston, you could go ahead and finish. Now with all that new information, do you still think that they're going to 100%?
You kind of hit on some of the things that I wanted to hit on, but like let's not question Barry's integrity and stuff like that. He's very reputable and he's done a lot of work within that organization to build that relationship and stuff like that. So while also trying to be, as transparent as it can be. But yeah, like I said, I don't think anything like that is made super public, and you don't want it to be like back to your point, right? Because if it's out there that you out here, you out here flirting with someone else and you married, ain't nobody that person that you married to ain't gonna be sitting there looking like all happy and stuff. They're going to be upset. There's going to be some conflict of interest. There's going to be some confrontation. For all I know, a table might get thrown. I don't know. But you can't say that you have all this confidence. And my thing is like this. How transparent, how much of their relationship is where they just tell each other, the God honest truth? Because when he says, I am the head coach as of now, did they maybe say, hey, Mike, like, listen, if one of these guys become available, we might look to acquire them. How honest are they with him? Like, what's the split going to look like? How can we best, put you in the position that even if, we want to move quickly on this. So if you are involved in the next head coaching cycle, or if someone wants to bring you in as a coordinator or whatever position it is, you're not, starting so far back from it, right? Two things can be true, right? Like sometimes you can just be blatantly honest with someone, and sometimes you can do something behind someone's back. Either way, the results are going to be the results, but as far as that, yeah, I don't think anything is going to be public unless they have it in like stone word gentleman's agreement that we are going to that he's going to come here, because there are other places that they can go. I was listening to Unsportsmanlike, and they were talking about other places that have a head coach that he might look to go to or who would want him to, right? So you don't want to be that organization that basically looks like you're waving off your head coach to go, find the other one to find your replacement while you're still in the building, because it's not going to look good, and it's going to look like bad business. But like everybody said, if Mike gets fired, what do we all think? We're going to connect a dot somewhere, because guess what? To your point, they still have to, honor the Rooney Rule and honor it by saying, "Oh, we're going to bring," but we already know what it is. So yeah, we're going to get I don't know what the fines or sanction is for like doing fake interviews and stuff, but I mean, every organization that does it, you got to do your due diligence. You got to technically do it, but we're not going to think that we're moving on from Mike for another OC or something like that. No, so publicly, no, but they definitely flirting behind the scenes. They definitely flirting.
Okay. Two things. First, so this is, I just double checked this. These are confirmed. I'm looking at it now with Tom Pelissero. So the 4 finalists are the Chargers, Chad Alexander, the Packers, John Eric Sullivan, 49ers, Josh Williams, and obviously Champ Kelly is the last one. So Champ Kelly got an interview, so he's still in contention now. He said he don't think if he followed up with say he don't think it's gonna be Champ Kelly, so he think it's down to 3. What are y'all thoughts on those 4? I don't know. Anything stands out to y'all?
Again, the I believe it's Jared Alexander. That's the
John
one
Eric Alexander. He's from
the Chargers, correct?
No. Chad Alexander is the one from the Chargers. The first name on there is the one from the Chargers. Yes.
Right. So Chad.
And he was the last one they bought. I remember.
Absolutely.
The first would be last, and the last would be first.
Well, Tone, and I'm glad you brought up. He was the last one to bring up. What's crazy to me is the last one to be brought up was 2 hours after John Harbaugh was fired from Baltimore. And again, I just heard, my sis Insanity bring up the fact that connect the dots. Y'all have heard me for years now talk about connect the dots. Is there a Harbaugh that works for the Los Angeles Chargers by chance? Is there a Harbaugh in the building?
Jim, I think.
Oh, is Jim related to John by chance?
All words in the out the reports are they might be related by some chance. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I listen. I don't know, but sometimes
Steve said he also used to work for the Baltimore Ravens too.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying is, I think when I hear a name like that, and especially he makes the finalist list, it kind of piques my interest. Like, could there be kind of like through some back channels, some back and forth on, hey, if a move was made to John Harbaugh, again, a guy that I'm pretty sure he's familiar with, that has worked with his family before. I think there's a connection there. Besides that, listen, I think anything's going to be an upgrade, right? As much as I've defended Chris Greer, I think some of these guys outside of Champ Kelly, because, he kind of had like half of the season with us. We don't really know who it is. The Chargers have had success here recently. Obviously, the 49ers, they've had success. So, yeah, I think any one of these names would be a good option. Going back to John Harbaugh, though, do I think realistically he's going to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins? I do not. I don't think – I think to your question, Tone, do I think they've inquired? I do think Barry Jackson's report today was a little bit of what you and Finsanity were kind of talking about, like a PR. Listen, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings here, especially if we're not even sure John Harbaugh wants to be here. So let me like put out some of the flame, right? So I think that's what Barry Jackson was doing. But do I think they reached out to him? Yeah, I think they inquired. But ultimately, the way I do think this is going to play out with the 4 finalists and the head coach, and, for the majority, I would say probably is not going to like it. If I had to bet right now, I'm saying Champ Kelly and Mike McDaniel are the ones coming back in 26. That's what I would say.
I was just about to ask y'all, because I was gonna say, would I like for it to be John Harbaugh? Yes. Do I think initially he's gonna be the decision, the choice coming through? I don't think it's in our hands. It's up to him, and I don't know if he want to come to this situation when you have Atlanta out there, you have the Giants, which are the favorite to land him out there, that have better situations. They do have Jackson Dart. They have Malik Napers, dog at receiver. They got Cam Scatterboo that shocked the whole world and was one of the ones when he was running. Those 2 bookends over there where he loved that defense. Now, I don't know how you feel about Javon Holland. That might be a little thing. He might have to take a step back. Say, one of these things don't belong here. You know how you put everything. Say one of these things don't belong here. Yeah, I think. No. All jokes aside, so I don't know. I think. Yeah, is either I think maybe the guy from San Francisco, they might go with him, and they might still go with the dude. What's his name? God darn it, hold on, let me find it. Chad Alexander. They might still go with him if they bring someone in, but I think it's going to be someone else, either Champ Kelly and Mike McDaniel running back for one more year, and then do what they do after that, because to have someone come in here and deal with the Tua situation, I think it's just unfair. Now,
Not
before
only,
everybody
not
listen,
only, not only Tua though, Tone. It's Tua and Mike McDaniel. Like if you bring
and
a
Mike
new
McDaniel,
guy
yeah,
in,
yeah.
why would you want to handcuff that person, even if it's only for 1 year? Why would you want to do that? That's why I think again, if John Harbaugh comes, anything's up for on the table, right? But I think if Mike McDaniel, and I truly believe, I do think Mike McDaniel will be here in 26. I do think it's Champ Kelly, because again, you let Mike McDaniel and Champ Kelly fail with a probably not going to be a good roster next year. A lot of money that we're not going to be able to spend because we just don't have it. But in 2027, that's when I think the Dolphins move off of Mike McDaniel, Champ Kelly, a lot of these other players. And in 27, that's when new management, general manager, head coach, quarterback, a lot of money to spend in 27. I think that's when you get the ultimate change that we're all looking for.
I gave the owner, it's either Josh Williams or Champ Kelly. My bad. Josh Williams is the one from 49ers.
Yeah.
So yeah, but before we go, listen, that's 73 of y'all in the building. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if y'all first time. Help the channel grow. We on the road to 800. So listen, y'all get this content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 8 o'clock. And when the season starts up again, we do live play-by-play every game. The one that we don't attend. So hey man, right here you getting our 100% honesty, no fluff, no faking. We give y'all the truth, even though it might be the hard truth. We're not selling y'all how you said, Lou. I'm not trying to sell you a bridge.
You know what, you know what, Tone, and I'm sorry. Listen, for the 73 people that's here, if y'all don't know the show, if y'all don't know who I am, let me again reintroduce myself. And I'm sorry, I just got to do it, Tone. The whole time you were doing your film breakdown, Mr. Finisher has been in the chat, not only taking shots at me, but others on this panel, this, that, and the third. And
okay.
it seems like Mr. Finisher, it again, because I guess, and I'll say it for me, that I vouched for Tua, this, that, and the third. And I did. It's called being objective as a fan. But since you want to take shots, I've been in the community long enough to remember who you are as well. Weren't you the same guy? See, I was wrong about Tua. I can come on this platform and say I was wrong. Weren't you the guy telling everybody that Skylar Thompson was the guy? Weren't you the same guy that said Josh Rosen should have been the quarterback of the Dolphins? Now, I just want to point out, Mr. Finisher, Josh Rosen is a banker in 2026. The guy you said should be a quarterback works at Wells Fargo. The guy that you said should have been the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, Skylar Thompson, is somewhere sitting as a practice squad player on an NFL roster. Now, I want to see your happy ass get on a platform and say you were wrong. Now, my bad. Continue.
Oh God. The Rabbit Dolphin. I'm assuming that's who that is. Miss Sandy, you know more about the Rabbit Dolphin than I do. But listen, Eric says if Miami has been at the GM search for 2 months, what the F was the point of Troy Aikman? That is a good point. That is a great point. That's another conflicting story that's coming out, because if he was, then why did they all of a sudden now decide to bring in Troy Aikman? But hey, it is what it is. But Vicinity, I don't know if you said who you think. Do you think that out of the four, who you think have the best opportunity of getting that GM position, or do you have anyone that you think could be the front runner?
The front runner? Okay.
Yeah, no.
If it was me, I don't want to bring someone into this mess and I'm going to, tie back into Harbaugh a little bit. When the first report came out that he initially wanted to take a year off, I was like, oh, that's perfect. We can get through 2026, get rid of all this nonsense BS, bring in what he wants, how he wants, when he wants it, change the stadium to Harbaugh Stadium. We could have got all that, in line for his grand arrival and, tour to come into Miami. But then it was like, oh, no, he wants to be a part of this coaching cycle. So that sucks, because I don't want him to be a part of, any of this nonsense and mess and cleanup process that we have to get through. But maybe bringing someone who's competent and knowing how to clean things up might be a move in itself. If I had to say a front runner, I think one thing that we kind of know is that the collective does want to keep its power. I don't know who they're willing to give up their power for. These are a bunch of old men stuck in their ways. Change is very hard for them. It's not hard, but I mean, sometimes it is, especially when it comes to power. So if I had to say a front runner, who are you trying to make happy? Is it the coach you have now, currently, or the coach you flirting with behind closed doors? And that's my answer for the front runner. That's what I got.
Okay. Well, okay. Last thing I got, so we get out of here. Two things, because it's John Harbaugh, because we assuming now we need a GM, right? So this is a 2-part question. If John Harbaugh take his time, what are we doing?
I mean, we can't wait on John Harbaugh, in my opinion. Like, to your point earlier, Tone, or maybe it was Vincenity that said it, but somebody said up here, since we fired Chris Greer, it seems like the Dolphins have been doing or having conversations and just putting in work to look the landscape of who they might want to be bringing in here. If that's the case, like, how long are you waiting for John Harbaugh? If he decides to sit for another 2.5, 3 weeks, do the Dolphins have that kind of time? Because, listen, the Dolphins need a lot of players. They got to get out and do their
My bad. Y'all can hear
evaluation.
me?
They got to
Oh,
bring someone in. Oh, was I breaking in and out?
no, I would. It froze. Mine froze on my side, so I'm sorry. Did y'all hear my question though? It sounded like you would answer my question. What if John Harbaugh takes his time?
Yeah, I was answering the question, Tone. What
Okay.
I'm saying is, for me, Tone, I don't think the Dolphins have the time to wait. I think they got to pull the trigger, get a guy in here, let his scouts get out in the world, start scouting some of these players because the Dolphins need players, bro. That's what we need. We can't be sitting around 2-3 weeks waiting around. Again, if John Harbaugh wants to take that long, right? So, for me, I'm not waiting for John Harbaugh. Again, if the Dolphins are reaching out, you just got to be blunt out. Be like, listen, we want you. If we didn't, we wouldn't be reaching out to you. But you got to let us know if you want us back. If you don't, we got to move forward. And again, that's just my assessment. I'm not waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for John Harbaugh to make his decision. We got to pull the trigger on a general manager, let his guys come in, scouting department, whatever, and get out on the road and start scouting some of these college players because we don't have the time, bro. We just don't have the time to sit and wait.
Yeah, they need to be in the business, to Lewis's point, of doing what's best for the Miami Dolphins. So even if Chad Alexander is the best candidate and you believe in his vision and his philosophy and how he wants to build this team and the changes that he wants to come in and make and how he wants to attack the draft and the offseason and stuff like that, do it because that's what's best for the Dolphins, not because you're trying to schmooze someone who may or may not come here, right? Because at the end of the day, throughout this process, right, he's going to have a lot of offers to consider. There's so many things outside of just where he wants to be. He has a family. He's a family man. There's so many moving parts to this. And to your point, how long do you wait? If you've already had a conversation, he's already told you his intent and plans, no matter what, your business, your job as the collective, is to put the interest of your team first. And if there is an interest and there is a willingness to pursue, it has to be more definitive than a maybe or I'll think about it or you guys are in consideration. If you're going to commit, someone else also has to commit to you thoroughly, not some in and out and in type thing. Oh, we're talking on the phone, then we're not. And no, because no matter what, whether we are in with Mike 2026 or another coach, because who knows, right? Because this team will do anything to make the fans feel happy or give them something to talk about or to distract from the nonsense that they've put us through for the last years. And then the media outlets will remind us of everything we've been through for the last 20 some years. And we're like, oh yeah, like Dolphins soft, whatever. We'll get back to it, right? Right now, we're very distracted. Right now, it's a lot of character in front of our eyes. Right now, it's a lot of excitement of who is going to be the GM? What are we going to do with the coach? What are we going to do with Tua? And it's all these questions. But once some answers start happening, you're going to have a fan base to answer to. So you better make sure that whatever answer you give us, we feel like you're trying and moving us towards a better, positive future. Because if not, we calling BS. And we not. And like, we ain't going to sugarcoat it, especially over here at the Blitz pickup. I know Tony, Lou, and Jess ain't sugarcoating nothing. So no matter what decision you make, when we look at it and when all them little back reports start coming out and seeping out, and it's like, oh, so this is how that's really turned out. Or they really turned you down, so you went and got this person, or however it may come out. You better make sure that we can look you guys in your face and say, you want our dollars, you better start earning them again. Even though some people are going to give them away anyway. I got my Dolphins stuff on right now. Fins up.
And the Dolphins, we're not in the business of and we're not afforded the luxury of waiting, because let's be realistic. The longer you wait, the more the other candidates know what you're doing.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. I'm not the second. Don't treat me like your second option. Nah. I'm not your side piece. So they don't have that luxury of waiting. And then furthermore, if someone wants to come here, they don't give you the runarounds. So if John Harbaugh really wants to be here, he would be. No one is going to play with their opportunity when they want something. So for me, if he's not willing to commit immediately, that tells me everything I need to know. Go for it if they move forward with him. And I didn't get the second part off. So second part off really quickly. The second part is, what do y'all think? I don't know if it's true, but allegedly, one of the questions that they're asking to the GMs are, what are their thoughts about moving on from Mike McDaniel? Do y'all think they're doing that to see who's willing to work with Mike McDaniel?
Real quick, the question is whether they're willing to move off or whether they're keep. Which one are they asking?
Well, what basically they didn't say. It's from the words what I got. It was, what are their thoughts on Mike McDaniel, right? And I don't know if it's moving on or keeping him. So they didn't specify.
Well, see, for me, I got a problem with that anyway, because we as Dolphin fans have all heard that from an organizational standpoint, like Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel, they absolutely love Mike McDaniel. So for me, when I hear they're asking that type of question to possible candidates coming in, like, what are your thoughts on Mike McDaniel? It seems like they're looking for a certain answer. Like,
bingo.
If a guy says he's willing to work with McDaniel, hey, you made the list. If you're saying you're willing to move off of him, you're off of the list. That's just my perception of when I hear those are the questions being asked, because I know how much from the organization, how much they love McDaniel. So to answer the question tone short, I don't like that the Dolphins are asking that question. You're interviewing guys. Your focus or your question should be, how do you think your vision of, if we hired you, how are you building the Miami Dolphins? Not, oh, what is your thoughts on Mike McDaniel, this, that, and the third. I don't like that. For me, I don't like that line of questioning.
Facts. Vicinity?
I love it. I freaking love it. I love the question.
Okay.
Because the collective will collect. And that's all I'm gonna say. The collective will collect. But I think it also goes, back to that cohesion, culture that they have, up there in, the offices and stuff like that. But I think it also speaks to maybe to what some of us feel like 2026 is going to be. And if he's here, what would then be your vision? Or even if we were willing to move off of him, because, that seat, quote unquote, could potentially get hot, because if Tua's gone, Greer's gone, we ain't firing none of the collective. So somebody had got to roll. If there's anything that the Dolphins will do is scapegoat somebody, and they will fire a coach mid-season. Like we've seen it happen. Let us what, and that's going to be one of the biggest conversations. As soon as that schedule drops, what will be the Dolphins' record by this point? What will the Dolphins' record be by the trade deadline? And then we might even say, oh, well, what week will Mike McDaniel even get fired? So I love it. I think that as long as they allow that GM candidate to be transparent and be honest and not use it 100% like against them. But I think you do need to have an understanding of where a GM is thinking and feeling, because if he comes in and then, you're thinking everything's good and he's saying, well, what we doing about the coach? You're going to be looking like, well, what you mean what we doing about the coach? The coach is here. You ain't tell us none of this. So I think it's, full transparency, and it speaks to, I guess, whatever vision they want to go with. If they want to keep, as of right now, Mike McDaniel 2026, deal with the season, go, we've heard the narratives, good, then go get you guys in 2027, all that type of stuff, then cool. But I love it. I don't look at it. I try not to look at things in a 100% negative light. And as long as, you know what you're signing up for, don't complain later. That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't like it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. Because, as a GM, and you bringing them into the GM, it's already out there that Mike McDaniel is lingering around, and you asking them that could be a setup. So you run the risk of them trying to say what's right, give the right answer just to get the job, and I wouldn't do that. But should it come up in during the interview process? Yes. At the end of the interview process, I think everyone out here been on the interview process. They ask you if you have any questions or concerns. The person that's being interviewed, they should bring that up, because that should be a question and a concern with them. If you're going to be the right GM for this job, I shouldn't have to ask you about Mike McDaniel, because you already know that's a lingering thing over this franchise. So if you're not inquiring about that from day one, because that should be part of your plan that you pose to us of what your future plans for the team. So if you're not asking, well, what are you guys doing with Mike McDaniel? If I'm going to take on his role, what are your expectations? They should be asking that, because that should be part of their plan or not part of their plans. So no, I don't think those people should bring that up at all, because those GMs are, if you want the job, you're going to try to answer the right question. And no, it was already out there that the GM would not have no bearing on whether Mike McDaniel stay and go. A real GM would not accept that. They will have questions about that. They will wonder about what y'all doing with that, because if I'm coming here to do my job, I want to do it to my full ability, and I don't want no restrictions. So no, I'm with Lou. I do not like the fact that that's coming up, because it looks like you're looking for somebody for Mike McDaniel. What if I don't like Mike McDaniel? What if I don't want him here? Then you're not going to allow me to be my to perform my job at my best ability. So no.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, because I'm fairly younger, just a tad bit, not that much. You feel me? I've been on a couple of interviews. Do you not give the right answer, or the answer you think that job wants, so that they can hire you? At the end of the day, right? To your point, right? To you and Lewis and what you said, right? Okay. Oh, they love Mike McDaniel and all this stuff. So you kind of already know, quote unquote, what you're walking yourself into. Let's not act naive in that situation. You accepted. No. Tony, if you can sit here and tell me that this organization is saying that they love, I get it. You don't like
the organization never said that. So they
said that they didn't want to move off, like Mike McDaniel.
No, they never said that either.
Tony, these are the things that have been implied. Okay.
No, I'm telling you what they actually said, though. They said that the new GM he would not have a bearing on the decision whether they'll move off McDaniel or not.
Exactly. And I didn't say that they did. So actively listen to me. But what I'm also saying is,
I want you to say the right thing.
If reports are coming out, right, that they're saying that the organization, the collective or whatever, are quote unquote not right now looking to fire McDaniel or Tony, stop shaking your head, right? the implications, or they're implying these things, right? Because we saw it. Oh, is Mike McDaniel safe? It looks like he might be safe. Or it looks like they're not going to fire him. We were all waiting on Monday to see if he got fired, right? And I don't
Yes,
know. I read some things.
I would look for Black Monday.
Huh?
Yeah, I was waiting on Black Monday to see if
We
they're
were
gonna
all
fire him.
waiting on Black Monday, right?
Mhm.
And then it came out. I think I might have been wrong. I might be wrong, but it said that they weren't. What's the name? Now we were all cool with them firing him if it's an upgrade, but just firing him to fire him, no. But I feel like when you have a GM and he's coming into a new situation, you do need transparency on that situation. I like that they're not avoiding that elephant in the room. And that's just the way,
So
that's the way I'm just about the transparency of the situation. Because if they're looking for a guy that wants Mike, and that's who they want to attach themselves to, and they want to handcuff themselves to that, then that's the organization's decision. I can't make that decision. I'm not in the room to do that. But at least they're trying to have some type of cohesion. That's all I'm saying. I don't want this, oh, like, so, yeah, we never addressed Mike. How do you feel about him now? Now, if you wanted the GM, and that's your whole thing, you wanted the GM to be the one to ask the question, then cool. Because guess what? They would have bounced it, right? They would have got their answer, right? Or they could have just bounced back, like, well, what do you think? So get it out there. What are we hiding from? We're adults in this room. If you want to do this job, and we as the owner and as the collective see Mike as our head coach, are you wanting to be our GM with Mike being the coach? No, with him by. If that's the decision they want to make, then and that's what they want to stand on, then it's cool. But at least they're being transparent with that GM. At least they're being clear with it, because now you know what you're signing up for. And that's all I'm saying. I get that you wanted the GM to be like, so what is your vision? And I think that hopefully after the GM answered that, just like they could have bounced it off, I hope he bounced it off and said, well, is that what you guys want to do? Or like, are you guys sticking with Mike? Would I have to work with Mike? But also, if you don't move off, guess what? If you get a new guy or whatever, this plays into the hands of, it might be Champ Kelly, to what you guys thought. Because why? They already know he's willing to work with Mike. And it is what it is.
yeah, what I was saying was it's see what you said. You said transparency. By them asking the question, it's not being fully transparent. Fully transparent would let them know whether or not they was keeping Mike McDaniel. That would be them being fully transparent. But to ask,
no, we didn't have that discussion.
because we only going. This is based on what was said coming
Right.
out, how they asked the question. Right now, second, this is what I want to get to. I've been on both sides of the interview process. I've been the person that's been interviewed, and I've been the person that's conducted the interview. Right. So I learned a couple tactics along the way, which helps you get the right candidate for the job. And one of those are seeing if they address the elephant in the room. That is one of the tactics that you see, because you have to. So one thing you do when you're looking for a potential candidate is, what do you know about this company? Have you done your homework on this company? Do you know what you're getting yourself in? Right? That is the person, the interviewee. That's their responsibility to come in prepared like that, because you come in here to do what I have for you, to see what you can do for me. I'm hiring you. So that's why I'm looking at it on both sides of the equation. Why I say me. The reason I don't like that is because a guy that's coming in here, the head coach is part of your job description. So if you're not inquiring about this, right, then are you just here to blow smoke on my ass so you can get the job, or are you really here to do what's best for this position? Because that part we should never leave here. Go ahead.
No, finish. I just want to ask
Oh,
you.
you should never leave that without the obvious being addressed. If you're the best suitable candidate, and that that's as the person that's there, you're weeding out if they're BSing you too. Because are you just going through the process and you know your guy already? Are you? You get what I'm saying? Pittsburgh was said to have their candidate in mind until Mike Tomlin went in and blew their mind, and no one expected him to get that job because he came there fully prepared. adjust everything and even blew their mind. So from that standpoint, that's what I'm looking at it from. Why would you like if they did what you said? I wouldn't have liked it, but at least I could say, well, they being fully transparent so that person know what they're getting in. No, they setting it up as a trick question. And that's what why I'm like, no, I don't like that. Because if you're gonna keep them, just come out and say that. But if you're trying to see and feel around, no, I don't like that. Not in no interview process. We already said the Miami Dolphins do not conduct the collective are doing the wrong things from get-go. So I'll be a hypocrite to not expose the fact that that is a terrible tactic because you're doing something that is not conducive to a winning franchise for me. So that's why I have a disagreement in that. But go ahead.
So as a person who has conducted interviews, you think that strategically the Dolphins should have allowed the GM to have brought it up, or to see if they would have even had the gall to bring it up, is what you're saying?
No, I would just see how I'm not sitting there expecting that from. I'm just running through all the GMs, and if they bring it up, they bring it up. Then I know that they have the full attention span. I mean, the full intentions of building a right franchise because you're not leaving no stone unturned, and you're not. How you say when it's the elephant in the room? You're not avoiding the elephant in the room. You get what I'm saying? That to me, the first thing I would say, oh no, he came in to only say the right things. He's not being 100% genuine because any genuine GM would address that. That's what I'm saying. And that you prevent yourself from being bamboozled, and they prevent themselves from being bamboozled as well.
Okay.
We have to be on the upgrade. All right. Mom, I was reading some of these two at the same time to see what they were saying.
I was listening to you. I was listening. I was trying to,
No, yeah, me too. I'm reading. Honestly, that's what. Okay, basically go with Lamar and Harbaugh. I mean, how many Dolphin fans? Somebody asked us. I was trying to find that question. What will our something about if we had a choice or something like that? I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. 3 first for a guy that is past his prime. Oh, they arguing about Lamar. Lou, you there, Lou? What's good, my brother?
No, I'm here. I'm good.
Anything else to add before we get up out of here?
Nah. I mean, that was a good back and forth. I absolutely. I see and I understand what Vincenzi is saying. I think from where the Dolphins are and how they've been moving with this collective, for me, that's why I don't like it. Like if we didn't have this collective or we didn't know some of the things of how they've been moving here recently, I don't think maybe I would be more on Vincenzi's side. But I'm just so tired of non-football guys. It just feels like when I hear you posing that question, like, what are your thoughts of Mike McDaniel and stuff? For me, I only put myself if I'm one of them general managers and I'm sitting in that seat.
Yes.
To Tony's point, if that question is asked to me and I'm looking and I really want this job, I'm going to say glowing things about Mike McDaniel because I think whether I might believe it or not, Vincenzi, I think you're spot on. You're going to say what your employer or your future employer wants you to say, but sometimes that doesn't mean it's right for the organization or for the company. You see what I'm saying? If you're just going to tell me something because you're just going to blow smoke up my ass because you know I want to hear it, is that beneficial? And I just think the way the Dolphins have moved, that's what I don't like about it. I just feel like the Dolphins are putting pressure on, like they want to keep Mike McDaniel so bad, they're looking for the guys that will work. Again, it goes back to Tua, right? When we fired Brian Flores, what was the objective? Find someone to work with Tua. And I think there was a lot of guys that got interviewed, and I think the one that got chosen was the one that said, again, we don't even have to make this up. This is factual information. I got 700 plays of why Tua is the best quarterback for me. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think other coaches went into that were with 700 plays to tell how great Tua was. So it kind of gives me those vibes. We hired someone to work with Tua. It seems like now the Dolphins are moving to hire somebody that is willing to work with Mike McDaniel. And again, if you're trying to change, you don't keep things the same. So, that's just where I stand on it. But I do understand what Finsanity is saying. It's not like I don't understand what she's saying. I'm just saying for me and the way the Dolphins have been moving, I don't like it.
Hey, Lou, she on a Blitz picker. You got to stand on your square.
Nah.
I'm saying.
But is this? But
I'm saying she had to
follow up to your question, Lou. Like I said, the collective will collect, and I made that very clear.
Yeah, you did.
And that's why I said in my ear, to me, it's telling that they don't want to change. I said to give up that power is something that they naturally don't want to do. No man naturally wants to give up power. If you really like thinking about it, don't nobody just succeed their power. Like, yeah, you take it from me, guy. Like, well, we call those cucks. No offense to the kids that are listening, right? Let's call it a spade. They haven't tried to give up their power with anyone. Everyone has been put on the chopping block, on the altar of sacrifice. This is the person you blame. And then as we got more, we're like, hold up. We done went through all these changes, but something here is still the same. And that stank is still here. Oh, yeah, there's a collective. So what I'm saying is, let's not think that just because they're bringing in a new GM, that they are looking for change. And if they're going to do this whole glue process and keep it like that, we might want change. They just want dollars. It is what it is. It is what it is. And that's why I'm saying, at least if we're going to get, we're not going to get discourse. Hey, you're on our same page. We're in a career with sacrifice, but at least he was trying to go with something. But like when he started saying, hold up, wait, it ain't me. It's these people making the decisions. I want to start making more decisions and being more a part of the process and stuff like. And you're starting to hear these little trigger words of it wasn't always me, and he's not keeping his mouth shut. Who was the first one to sacrifice? No offense, we're not about to go down this rabbit hole. I'm just saying, if we are actually expecting change and we're expecting a GM to come and do that, it is what it is. The collective will collect. That is my saying for 2026. The collective will collect it. They collected our dollars, our taxes, our tickets, our merch, our everything. The collective is here to collect. And as long as we ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. So I'm glad they're bringing in somebody, or they want to bring somebody that's gonna do what they want, because nothing else has changed, and I'm glad they're showing me that. At least they're showing this to our face and not trying to pretend anymore.
That's a fact. This was the question that I wanted, and we could get out of here with this question. I was asking, who do you think is an upgrade to Mike McDaniel in this hiring cycle outside of John Harbaugh? I'm glad you said that. Outside of John Harbaugh, I think no one. So for the people that's out here that was trying to call us out for saying that we're not moving off of Mike McDaniel, we were not moving off of Mike McDaniel for anyone unless there was an upgrade. And John Harbaugh is the only one that I see right now that is a 100% upgrade, a clear upgrade from him. So yeah. That's the one. That's the question. Appreciate you for putting that back in the chat for me. C2 Dougie. Any one of y'all want to answer that or no?
I think you nailed it, Tony. You were cooking tonight a little
bit. Appreciate you.
Hey, listen. Fresh. You see who they offered the fresh start to the person that's leaving, not to nobody that's staying in the building. Ain't nothing fresh and new over here.
Lord,
I'm just saying, we on the fresh starts, but your fresh start ain't here. We up to the same old business as usual.
At least you're not bamboozled. So Luke, Luke came out. What's up, Luke?
Nah, I will say this. Currently, there's nobody on this cycle. I'm with you. It's either Harbaugh or McDaniel. Now, I seen something, and I don't think it was an actual reporter or anybody like that. It was just, I think it was just a tweet from a fan or somebody like that, and they said, could there be a possibility? Well, the tweet said there was rumors. I don't know where they said they heard it from or whatever. I don't even know if it's true, but they said, could it be a possibility if Matt LaFleur lost wild card weekend to the Chicago Bears, Matt LaFleur in Green Bay? For me, that's an upgrade over Mike McDaniel as well. I'm pulling the trigger on a Matt LaFleur, but currently where we are today, Tone and Finsanity, no, I'm not. It's not a Chris Shula. It's not. It's none of those guys. It's Harbaugh as of right now. But if this weekend comes around and we still haven't heard nothing, and again, Matt LaFleur is relieved of his duties, I'm also making that call because I do believe for me, Matt LaFleur would be also an upgrade over Mike McDaniel.
All right, for sure, for sure. So, hey, listen, it's still 48 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if y'all not subscribed. Hit that like button and turn on that notification bell. Appreciate you, Vicinity. Great job. Lewis, hey man, you know what to do. Get us up out of here, my brother.
Hey man, this has been Film Breakdown Wednesday episode of the Blitz Pickup. You know the cast of characters. If you don't know, my brother Tone, myself, shout out to Finsanity for pulling up. Our sis Jess, who had the day off, she's enjoying the Sixers game. I don't know if they're winning or losing. They're probably losing because it's the Sixers. Shout out to the producer in the back, always doing their thing. The revolver goes to, never mind, hold on real quick, I forgot. We'll see y'all Friday, 8 o'clock-ish on the Blitz Pickup. Now the revolver goes to my girl, my sis, my friend, my homie, my everything. Finsanity 5 for pulling up. Y'all know what it is. We'll see y'all Friday, baby.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yes, real quick. Game Boy 305, I'm on episode 4. So, yes, I'll have the updates later.
We ain't trying to hear that.
But, hey, yo, appreciate y'all. We out.